Hello, I'm Richard Farrar and welcome to this video tutorial on how to use winLAME to encode a podcast. Now winLAME is a front end for the LAME MP3 encoder, which is a free MP3 encoder and embedded in the winLAME product. If you haven't already got winLAME, you can download it from the link shown on the screen now. So first of all, we need to open winLAME. winLAME opens with a screen allowing you to choose your input files. These are the files that you want to encode into MP3 format. You can do this in one of two ways. The first way is to use the Open File dialog box, and you get the standard Windows dialog box for choosing the file you want. Here I've got codec.wav, the file I want to encode. I can select that and open. Now if I've chosen the wrong file, I can simply highlight the file and delete it, and then I can choose another file. I can show you the drag and drop, which is a much easier way. Drag the file in and there we go, ready to go. If you want, you can also highlight the file and click the play button. This can help you verify you've got the file you want to encode. Now we've got the file chosen, we move on to the next screen. Here we chose the encoder we want to use. Now winLAME also has a few other encoders, such as the Ogg Vorbis encoder and Windows Media Audio, but we want MP3 for this, so we'll choose the LAME MP3 encoder, which is the standard setting, I believe. All other settings I tend to leave. I use the input files folder as the output location, so when I've encoded the MP3 file, it'll drop it in the same place, in this case in my desktop. So I'm happy with all the settings here. I don't want to delete the main file after encoding, and if I do re-encode it, it'll overwrite the existing file. So move on to the next screen. This screen allows us to choose the MP3 encoder settings we want to use to encode our MP3 file. Now I've got a podcast setting that I've actually developed myself for a standard mono podcast. Most podcasts are mono. Constant bit rate. Again, most podcasts are constant bit rate because variable bit rates can sometimes cause problems on older players, and 64 kilobits per second. If you want to use this preset, you can download the XML file for the presets for winLAME shown on the screen now. Now where you put this XML file may vary depending on your version of Windows. If we click the little help button here in winLAME and go to the how-to page on making presets for winLAME, it gives you a guide as to where to find this file to overwrite with the new version of the presets.xml. On my version of Windows, Windows 7, it's actually on the C drive under Program Data in winLAME directory. So we can close this. As you probably haven't got this podcast setting, we'll go into the custom settings so you can see the settings we'll use for a podcast MP3. We'll now click the next button to go to the next screen. For a standard podcast, we want mono encoding, we want constant bit rate, and 64 kilobits per second. And we also want to choose the best quality we can, high quality. We don't need the no gap encoding. That's only when you encode multiple files and they're all stuck together in one long file. And we don't need to use this setting either. So we'll move on to the next screen. We're now ready to go. We've chosen a file, we've got the correct settings. All we need to do is click encode. As that was quite a small file, it encoded it really quickly, but a longer file may take a bit longer to do. This little window down here shows the input file we've chosen, which is a WAV, signed 16-bit PCM, 44.1 kHz and one channel mono, and the output was using the LAME MP3 encoder. Encoding quality was high, mono format, constant bit rate, and 64 kilobits per second. This has produced an MP3 file which has just gone off the screen here, but I'll drag it in and you can see it's given exactly the same name, codec.mp3. We're finished with this, we can click exit, and that's our MP3 file ready to go and ship out as a podcast. So I hope you found this tutorial useful, and thanks very much for watching.